Growing up playing soccer, Catherine Leibbrandt took down opponent after opponent with skill, speed, and most of all, strength. In short, soccer was her life.
It was everything. It was what I woke up in the morning for. It was what I thought about my whole day at school and what I went to bed dreaming about.
After graduating from the elite soccer program, IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida in 2009, Cat went to the University of Arizona to play soccer, before deciding to transfer to the University of South Florida in the spring of 2010.
She came in and you know, right away had an impact on the team, not only on the field but off the field, as this really charismatic personality and is a fierce competitor.
Over the summer of 2011, Cat volunteered in Bolivia with an organization called Level Playing Field. However, when she got back to the States, everything changed.
In our first preseason game against Florida Gulf Coast, I went down within 30 minutes with crazy stomach pains, went to the hospital, found out I actually needed my gallbladder taken out.
Her gallbladder was just the beginning. More digestive issues appeared, keeping Cat on the sideline for the entire 2011 season. By the end of the year, Cat found herself looking for answers at the Mayo Clinic.
I had never really had an obstacle like that in my life where my body just wouldn't allow me to participate. Everything had always been mental up until then, and then physically I was just incapable.
And for us, it was really painful to see such an awesome girl have to, you know, lose momentum on the soccer field and lose momentum with her health.
Medically, I was just over it. Doctors would continue to tell me, you know, you can't play, and then they'd be like, oh, you can start training this week, and then immediately a new symptom would show up and they would stop me. And over the summer, I think that was the most heartbreaking one.
After 9 months on the sideline, Cat was finally able to begin exercising again, with trainer Michelle Latimer looking over her shoulder.
It was just such a huge victory for me. And then I came back from my physicals, and they started asking questions, and it was symptoms that I'd had, but I didn't realize they were symptoms. I just assumed, you know, it was just everybody falls over sometimes, you know. Everybody loses their vision, slurs words. So when they told me then that I needed to stop working out again, that was when my whole world kind of crashed down, because I was like, I was finally built up. I had my hopes up totally, and I was just like, wow, again, don't do this to me again.
Upon further testing, doctors discovered a small aneurysm in Cat's brain. She was once again forced to the sideline.
I was pretty crushed when they found the aneurysm, because it was so far beyond soccer. At that point, it was, I discovered I wasn't immortal. I went to the neurosurgeon and I sat down with him, and what I remember most, he spoke the whole appointment. I have no clue what he said. But at the very end, he said, we want you to live as normal life as possible. And that's what hit me, because I was like, I didn't realize not living a normal life was an option. So pretty much leaving that appointment, Michelle and I, we just sat down and we were like, all right, let's go hard. No more of this body getting in the way. It's all mental. If I honestly believe that I can step out on the field with my team again, I will. It was a sacrifice I was willing to make. Now I have a helmet that I have to play in. So I don't step on the field as the most attractive girl on the team. But what was so vital to me was my quality of life rather than the quantity of years.
Shortly after the appointment, Cat joined her team for a bonding experience with the Navy SEALs. After the workout, Cat had a terrible headache and the left side of her face had started to drop. When she arrived at Tampa General, doctors were concerned she had suffered a stroke at 21.
That's when I thought my life was drastically changed. I didn't know how my brain was going to function anymore. Fortunately, it wasn't a stroke. The test came back normal. Unfortunately, 2 days later, I was told I had myasthenia gravis.
Something inside her body is attacking her own body that suppresses her immune system. And this particular disease will affect the muscle groups, either skeletal muscles or involuntary muscles that help with breathing, swallowing, things like that.
It's one of those catch-22s, because after a year of testing and you know, putting the poor kid through the grind, we had an answer. Certainly not one that you ever anticipate or, you know, one that you want, but nonetheless an answer.
Cat's body had become her greatest opponent, one that physical strength alone couldn't beat.
We kind of danced around it for about a month. Never wanted her to take off from school, but also wondered if we could overcome it for her to continue to play soccer, which is her passion.
I was mad, but I handled it, like, I think pretty well, because I had been so distraught about the aneurysm that when MG came, I was just like, of course, like, obviously I have an incurable autoimmune disease. Not playing wasn't an option after that. I already stepped over that hurdle with the aneurysm, so not being a part of the team wasn't even an afterthought. Like, I knew I was going to keep playing. It was just figuring out how to manage it, how to manage my ability to play.
For Kat, Michelle, and the rest of her support staff, they attacked MG by getting back in the training room, doing everything it took to get Kat back onto the soccer field.
I wouldn't have said yes for many people, but the way Kat says yes, you want to believe her and you do believe her.
After weeks of conditioning and regaining some of the endurance lost, Kat was able to join her team during training sessions on August 16th.
That's what gets me every day. That's like the knife to the back, is the fact that in my head I'm so happy and I'm playing again, and then my legs stop working or my muscles start twitching or my eye drops. So that's when my team, I think, inspires me the most. That's when, like, Michelle rallies around me, and that's when I know, okay, like, I can keep going. Like, this isn't it.
Couldn't do this without Michelle. We couldn't, because she's just, I mean, she's by her side. She's, you know, helping Kat attack the symptoms so that she can still function.
Certainly we have a bond stronger than most, and I don't know that anything could ever break that.
I tell people all the time, she's my guardian angel.
They kept moving forward until all their hard work paid off, when Coach Schulte Brown asked Kat if she wanted to sub in against Cincinnati.
I decided, like, I don't want to miss it. I have MG, I have an aneurysm, and I'm missing a gallbladder. I don't want to miss 24 minutes of a chance to play soccer.
And again for the Bulls, number 18, Catherine Leibbrandt.
It was, I don't know, like a freeing moment, kind of like you wanted her to be able to have the moment and you wanted it for the program, and it just felt really good.
You know, just from my perspective, it was unreal, absolutely unreal and exciting, and just the you know, the pride that you have, like, you know, she's back. She's done it. She's beaten it.
It was amazing. The energy on the field with the teammates and the coaches and the staff, just, you could just feel the support and just the magic energy that night. And she'll probably tell you it was the best 24 minutes of her life.
I've held it together pretty well until Michelle came over, and I was just like, she's about to cry. So then I hugged her, and then I just broke. Like, yeah, tears were pouring. Like, I was laughing, I was crying. The other girls on my team, they were crying too. It was so messy. But it was like every single person came to me and hugged me, and it was just the fact that, like, I knew that much, like, more. I knew they wanted me to be successful, but they wanted to share that success with me.
Kat returned to the field in the Bulls' last home game of the regular season, helping USF to a 2-0 win over St. John's to secure the number 2 seed in the Big East American Division.
It's not easy. It's difficult to keep going and keep persevering, but I love the game too much, and I love myself too much to keep me from the game. I love myself too much to accept my consequences, and yeah, it hurts, and it hurts mentally. Physically, I just go limp. But yeah, it's not easy losing your autonomy. People don't realize that how amazing the experience to walk off the field is.
It's on a level unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's strength, it's courage, it's determination, it's the will to fight against all odds. I have so much respect for this girl, and I have so much passion to help her through this journey. You know, I want to see her back, I want to see her healthy, and it's just, I think if you had to pick a word for Kat, it's amazing.
Kat plans to graduate with her nursing degree and hopes to get her paramedics license and work with Doctors Without Borders. But she still has some time left with the Bulls, and plenty of strength to keep persevering.
As of right now, I have another year and a half of eligibility, and it's completely worth it. Like I said before, for me it's quality over quantity at this point, and soccer brings me so much joy.